So, you've downregulated your dopamine and you've fried your mental circuits. Even the neuroscientists agree with what you're feeling, bro. My life used to be a rut and I didn't even know it. I scrolled and gamed uncontrollably, sometimes for 24 hours straight on the game with no purpose. Now I make progress on command and the word rut is not even in my dictionary. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to overcome the rut that you're in and any rut in the future that you get into. As it stands, your dopamine system is completely fried. Dopamine is just the chemical that's released in your mind when you're about to do something. But you're getting dopamine from instant rewards, whereas you should be getting it from overcoming challenges. Instead of setting a goal and achieving it, your brain is releasing dopamine each time you're about to scroll onto the next video, each time you're about to get the next kill in the video game. You are supposed to come up with the challenge that your mind overcomes, whether that's doing a workout today, doing some hard work today, or saying no to a bad habit today. There's no limit to how big or how small the challenge needs to be. It just needs to be something self-imposed and intentional. You can't sit and laze around all day, have all these goals in your mind and make zero progress towards them whilst you keep scrolling. Because in this modern day, there's an opportunity for instant reward every single turn that you look. Food, entertainment, all of this stuff is quick, easy and mindless. That's what fries your dopamine circuits, bro, and that's what keeps you in a rut, in a constant closed negative loop. You need to start rewiring your mind, and the only way to do that is to set a promise and keep it. You can't sit around and let your dopamine get fried again and again by instant rewards. You need to put a stop to it, you need to break the loop. The only way to do this is by setting a promise and keeping it. That's the art of discipline. And the way it started for me, set my alarm for 5 o'clock and wake up at that time. I used to wake up whenever I wanted to, sleep whenever I wanted to, but by resetting my circadian rhythm, I was able to consistently do one good habit every day, which was wake up at 5. And what came off the back of that? I started training every single day, boxing. Once a day, then twice a day, then sometimes even 3 times a day. And me just setting in place that small domino of 5 a.m. waking up, just set in place a chain reaction, man. Now I do 10 disciplined habits every single day. And even when I had to put an end to boxing because my groin tore unexpectedly, I slipped on a wet floor and completely tore my groin, I couldn't even walk, I still found ways to create goals, set milestones and keep disciplined. I learned to cut my own hair. I started learning online skills like trading. This all started from me waking up at 5 a.m. and sleeping early at about 8 or 9 o'clock. And there's no reason why you can't do the same. There's no reason why you can't just make yourself a promise today, stick to it today, and rewire the whole negative loop that you're in of instant gratification. It was really difficult figuring this all out for myself. It took me 2 years to go from waking up at 5 to doing 10 good habits every single day and to making discipline part of my identity, which led me to building that dream physique in only 6 months of weightlifting, which led me to writing 2 first-class dissertations at one of the top unis in my country. Bro, I've had countless improvements to my life just off the back of becoming disciplined, and I want the same for you, man. The same thing that took me 2 years to do, I could get you there in 2 months. Take a look in the description. I'm putting together a full course on discipline, mindset, and physical training, skill acquisition, routine setting. Everything I've learned over the past 2 years is in the link below and it's on sale. I alluded to the modern day earlier and instant gratification just being absolutely everywhere. I'll be honest, you watching this right now in a rut is probably because of social media or video games. Look, your brain is very complex, but psychology of the brain is very simple. Your environment dictates your neural patterns. Why are you complaining about being in a rut? Why are you complaining about not being able to make progress towards your goals when you have 2 signature positions in your whole house, which is one's on the sofa playing video games, watching TV, and the other position is lying down on your left side in bed and scrolling? How do you expect to make any progress towards your goals when those are the 2 positions that you spend most of your day in? You need to change your default state, and the best way to do it is my exact system. You need to unplug the TV and video games and delete social media 3 hours before your bedtime. And then if you want to re-download it, it needs to be 3 hours after you wake up, because that middle block of the day you should have filled up with other activities that are conducive to your goals. Now, you probably think that this advice doesn't apply to you watching this right now, but you're completely delusional, man, because you've clicked on a video about being stuck in a rut, yet your ego is too big to take the advice within the video from someone who has literally been in a rut his whole life to flipping it completely 180 degrees and switching the timelines from going into a path of disaster to actually achieving my goals. There's no harm in deleting social media and unplugging your TV 3 hours before you go to sleep. I post on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and none of those apps are on my phone. As this is recording, none of those apps are on my phone. I'm so happy to say that. I only download them when I need to post something, and then I delete them again. No scrolling, no binging, no content consumption, because what's the point of it? It ain't conducive to my goals, is it? How can you manufacture ambition into your life? Well, now that you've got those 3 hours after you wake up and those 3 hours before you go to bed all freed up, no instant gratification allowed in those times, and those are the most sacred times in your whole day, by the way, because straight after waking up, your subconscious mind is easily programmed. What that means is that you can be a lot more intentional with what you put inside of it. So once you start waking up a bit earlier, having no social media, no stupid videos playing in the background of your life, it's just you, your thoughts and your goals and your actions, you'll be able to then start to take real steps towards becoming the person you need to become to achieve your goals. Not just taking the actions that's required and sort of half-assing the steps and not doing anything properly. You'll actually be more intentional about it. You will become the type of guy who does end up waking up early and working towards his goals, because your mind will now be on your side. You won't need to overcome any stupid friction points. You won't need to overcome giant mountains anymore. It doesn't feel hard for you now. It feels more like you're able to achieve your goals, and the only way you can do this is if you manufacture ambition into your day. I'll tell you exactly how to do that right now. Those 3 hours of dead times between when you wake up and when you download social media, when you're allowed to, and from the point where you delete it and the point where you go to sleep. Those 2 blocks of the day, those 2 sacred chunks of your day, before you sleep tonight, you write down what you're going to do in those first 3 hours of the day. You should map out every single hour, and within that hour you should have checklists of what you're going to do. For example, bro, my first hour of the day is my morning routine, and the next 2 hours of my day is all dedicated to work, and after that I go to the gym. So the first half of my day personally is literally dedicated to upgrading my mind and then upgrading my body. And then after that, because I'm still a human being, yeah, I've got things to do around my house and stuff. I do things around my house, like I'm currently painting, helping out with that kind of thing, doing chores, whatever. After the gym, I do that because my mind is fried, my body's fried, I need to recover in some sort of capacity. So I'll do some housework, make some food, eat up, whatever. And then the evening time, those last 3 hours of the day, I'm pretty much working as well. For example, when I was a student, I'd be doing uni work. When I was boxing, I would have been doing my second session of boxing. Currently, I'm doing more YouTube-related content creation work. For you, it needs to be something that's conducive to your goals. And bro, take this advice seriously. Plan everything the night before, because when you plan the night before, you are forced to be ambitious. You're forced to think, okay, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m, what am I going to do? And for example, yeah, you come back from school or work and then you start scrolling, right, at about like 5 p.m. You're not going to write in your timetable tomorrow, in your checklist, your personal plan that you're making yourself. Tonight, you're not going to write in there 5 p.m. to 7 p.m, scroll mindlessly. You are going to write something that's conducive to your goals, because you are a young, ambitious, high testosterone male who is not going to be a product of the modern day where you're just going to turn into some fat loser, lazy, disgusting man when you're older. Yeah, you actually want something good for yourself. Start putting it into practice. Start planning the night before and start manufacturing ambition into your day. You will not regret it, bro. Plan tomorrow today. You will completely turn around what you're going to do tomorrow. And when you couple this, yeah, with the other good habit of deleting social media, unplugging your TV, bro, no one your age is doing this. No, bro, like, people figure this stuff out at the age of like 50, 60 when they're all old and wrinkly and they don't really have any more goals anymore because their testosterone's completely gone. Bro, you're at the peak of your life. Please don't waste it. Begin to become disciplined, because discipline is the vehicle that'll take you anywhere you want to go. Discipline is what is needed to say yes to the right things and say no to the wrong things. It's as simple as that. And the more right things that you say yes to, the more promises you make that you keep, and the less bad habits that you keep around you, that's how you make progress in your life, and that's how you become truly happy. When you plan tomorrow tonight and you make yourself a small promise, look, recognizing that you're in a rut, make yourself a small promise that you can easily keep. Whether that's waking up an hour earlier, bro, one quick thing that I think is really good is to wake up and instantly just do 10 press-ups. Instantly jump out of bed, instantly do the press-ups, instantly then down a litre of water, hydrate yourself, look outside of your window at the sunlight, and trust me, yeah, You plan your night, you plan your day the night before, and you manufacture some ambition into your tomorrow. Do that for 7 days straight, you're out of the rut. It's as simple as that. Like, you're not going to be in a rut if you just set a plan, give yourself a promise, and execute the promise every single day. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to expect perfection from yourself. You just need to become better than what you've done today. You just need to keep one extra promise every day. Make it a little bit harder every day. Maybe you even decide to do something hard, like a cold shower for 10 seconds. Cool. The day after that, do it for 15, then 20, then 30, then a minute. That is how you make real progress. If you want to take this really seriously, high level routines, habit trackers, full courses on discipline, mindset, physical training, all of my tactics, all of my techniques, all of the secrets, they're all in that link below, bro. This is everything that I've used to literally build my dream physique in 6 months, write 2 first-class dissertations, becoming one of the top performing students in my whole year. 4, one of the hardest courses in the country. I even managed to place first out of 2,000 applicants to my dream job as an R&D engineer. In the middle of a complete job crisis in the UK. People aren't getting jobs, yet I'm the top performer. And I did all of this without having to give up my social life either, because that's part of a disciplined life. If you want it all, it's in the link in the description and you won't regret it, bro.